Just coming off the first episode of the NXT Season 3 featuring only divas, which have sparked some severe criticism before this season even started. People have been pre-judgmental, have had their preconceptions, want to judge the show before it even starts. It was supposed to be, people thought, the Season 3 of NXT being half female, half male, or simply only males, where the newly signed former Ring of Honor talent Tyler Black would come out as the next breakout star. However, that turned out to not be the case. People have speculated why, due to the recent firings and suspensions of some WWE females, and with Maryse apparently being in the WWE doghouse for her attitude, they decided to move on with only divas in the third season of NXT. And I have to say, the first episode I watched exceeded all my expectations. I was really entertained. I had a good time watching it. It seemed like 6 pretty good, some better, some not so good athletes, performers coming out to do their best. WWE also had on their website, or some rumors came out about Vicky Guerrero, and she said it tonight, she was a VIP of this show. Vicky Guerrero was so awesome on this NXT show. And she came out, she said she had fired Eloise, this giant performer. I don't know why. I doubt that WWE would ever let such a talent, such a force, such a brute force, this huge diva sticking out. People have resembled her to Awesome Kong, whom some also believe should be hired by the WWE, that they would let her go. So maybe this is a work. I don't know. So far we saw Darren Young coming out on Raw this past Monday. People believed he was gone and done for. But considering he had a main event match with John Cena on Raw, I wouldn't say that's the case either. And that's not the case, I believe, with Eloise either. However, Vicky Guerrero came out with this Caitlyn, and I must say, I watched the screen and you went like, she was drop dead gorgeous. She was so hot, and I don't want to talk about the looks only, but wow, and she was funny on the mic. She was kind of pushed on and barged on by Vicky Guerrero to repeat and do her things better, and she was a real sparring partner for her. It will be interesting to see where this dynamic will go, as she seems to be a face and Vicky Guerrero seems to be heel. We didn't get to see her in the ring, but she seemed competitive. She was one of the better dancers in this dance contest, and it was a lot of contests. They seem to be focusing on the contests. Two contests in this show, Capture the Flag, and they also had this dance-off where you just got to see Tony Chimel dance. Pretty entertaining. He looked like, let's say, a guy from the Blues Brothers or Fred Flintstone. And you had Michael Cole in Lederhosen, Jesus Christ. And you also got Josh Matthews, who was a disappointment as a dancer, I must say that. Moving on from there, you also had AJ, and she is perhaps one of the most talented of these girls. She has more than 3 years of professional experience of wrestling. Apparently she is her boyfriend is Jay Lethal from TNA. I didn't know that, but that's apparently the case. She was very talented. She had a match in the final segment of the show where she and her pro Primo defeated Goldust and Oksana. Get to Oksana later. Then had a run-in with when Vicky Guerrero coming with Caitlyn again, and there was just this big schmoz in the ring. But AJ, she's a real pro. They botched in the ring. Oksana botched, but she handled it pretty good, very well. She continued with the match and find her way out of it, and they simply finished the match. You should see it for yourself. It was an interesting show, and I get to see that. I hope this was a pretty short match. It was only two matches. The first match, if you go on with that, was Kelly and Naomi Knight, and they wrestled Maxine and Alicia Fox. And Naomi Knight, she is a real pro. She won the 2 contests. They captured the flag. She was really, she grabbed the flag first every time. And she seems pretty smart, strategic, and very athletical. The way she more or less obstructed AJ Lee to capture the final flag was amazing. And I believe she might win the whole contest when it's all said and done. She also won the match along with Kelly, and she's perhaps, along with AJ, the most talented wrestler of these. Some people say that what she has working against her is her ethnical background, meaning she is black, and that some claim that WWE is racist. I don't know about that, but we'll see how that works out. And simply, she is, along with AJ Lee, I believe AJ Lee is a little better But so far, the Naomi Knight did everything she could do right. She's a FCW champion. I believe she's still the FCW Women's Champion. And so far, they two are the ones standing out. And she was really down with the crowd. She was really over already in this first episode. She got the crowd going. And I believe the future could be real bright for her. Maxime. She has been a diva for not so long, I believe. I don't know how long actually. And she was also very interesting on the mic. She had three things: common sense, business sense, and street sense, making her a triple threat. Was good on the mic and good in the ring. Could handle herself pretty well. We move on with Oksana. She hasn't, as you could tell by her match where she botched about 3 times in 2 minutes, that she hasn't been training pro wrestling for very long. She's got the looks, she's got the somewhat Lithuanian character, which I believe is unredundant. She's doing that accent she has, it's somewhat real, but the way she forgot words, and I believe she said WWE, just like Vladimir Kozlov used to do, is just all an act. She was terrible in the ring. Now she's got a lot of character, and she's very she's got a lot of charisma. She handled herself very well in the ring as a character, and I don't want to see her wrestle now. She might already be on the verge of getting cut from the NXT show in the first elimination, which is in 4 weeks. Then we move on to Jamie Keys. She's also under a year of pro experience in that show as well. She was as stiff as a pole, and simpler character to me is very, very square. She sounded like a ring announcer when she talked. Maybe that's what she should do and not wrestle as much. I'm free and open to give everyone a chance, but Oksana and Jamie Keys, they aren't diva material. Maybe there could be some sidekick or something. What I've heard though is that people WWE officials are high on Oksana because they want to project her into being a threat to Maryse, due to the rumors of her being in the doghouse. We had Tiffany suspended, we had Serena released, and Maryse not being high with the WWE officials right now. They've been not so fond of her actions. Hence, WWE is looking to light a fire under Maryse's ass with pushing Oksana. So it could just be a political decision, pushing her foreign gimmick as hard as they did last night on NXT. All in all, my expectations were exceeded. Might perhaps been one of the most entertaining NXT shows I've seen so far, with season 1 being the better season than season 2. Now I'm gonna pick make 3 predictions on who I believe are gonna be the top 3 divas, and with this concerns that Aloise will not be part of this season. I'm pretty confident doing this, since in season 2 early on I said that the 3 favorites I had was Kaval, Michael McGillicuddy and Alex Riley, and all 3 of them ended up in top 3. So I'm gonna pick 3 WWE breakout divas from season 3. I had to go with, first off, AJ Lee. She seems the one with the most routine, most experience, all in all character, mic, depth, humor. At the start of the show she didn't seem as much, but I can really see how she will grow, because she's got the backup. If you look at her physique and stamina and the pedigree of her wrestling career so far. Then I also pick, of course, Naomi Knight. I believe she's already the internet darling of the WWE universe and among the followers of NXT. And the third is the former bank accountant, million-dollar baby from FCW, Maxine. Her promo was perhaps the most impressive in the opening segments of the NXT show, where she exposed her being a triple threat, as I said, with her common senses and street senses and business senses. To quote, she said, "I'm the triple threat wearing a skirt." And people have said rumors also that she's very good on the mic. Backstage officials are high on her, considering that. So all in all, this was a show. I urge you to watch it because it was way better than I ever thought it would be. It was a lot of more entertainment than wrestling. But this goes to show that in the first match, the Divas got 5 minutes, and that they actually evolved. They did a good match, and I believe that's the biggest problem in WWE right now, and that's why Divas are on the bottom of the barrel among fans, because they get so limited in ring time. Tori Wilson's been speaking of this vividly before, that it's hard to have a 2-minute match and do something about it. Give them more time, and I believe that the Divas on this show could evolve, and we can really see some interesting Divas action in the upcoming weeks on NXT. Thank you for watching. I like the show. What do you think? Who's your favorite? Share your thoughts, and as usual, have a nice day.